Welcome, and here we're looking at the US dollar index, and while it's got support on the 80 here, we have to stay with the possibility that it can move up from here, and we're tracking that wave count. So as long as this last low here stays in place, then the upside potential is still intact there. If the market did move down through here and through this red line through here, then we've got a bigger bear market on our hands from that point there. So and the other sort of annoying thing, I guess, is that we need to wait for this to play out as such, and just drilling in here, this is sort of how we've got it. The corrective pattern's just gotten a little bit bigger, but it's still actually intact as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave from this particular low through here. So until we get some sort of movement up through here, we can't go and sell the euro and the other crosses are all sort of entwined in this as well. So it's a bit of a rock and a hard place to call the currencies at the moment. Some of them are we can see selling pressure in some of them, and we can see the Australian dollar above 90 being positive there. So there's a few things, but until this plays out, we just don't know. See, on the 15-minute chart here, we can count this down as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave in 5 waves here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But it would need to push up from this point here. And look, we just need to wait for to see an impulse wave, at least 5 wave structure in this direction here. So it's not much change, because last time since this has been moving up here, we can count this as a 5 wave structure up through here, and we thought that this may be the ABC correction to here, and then it got larger to here, and then to here, and then to here. So it's been a little bit, frustrating, but it's just one of those things where we just got to stay with it until we can confirm the trend. And this is the same for the euro as well. In fact, the euro is actually looking quite chirpy in its own little way, because, this move from this low here, it's got like a 5 wave structure here. This one here is in 5 waves to the downside, which gives it a bearish connotation, but then we've got like a little 5 waves here as well. So once again, it's not clear here. Any long trade that we do from here would have to have the 137.50 as a retested support, and if that's the case, then we can go to the upside there. But it's just not sort of in play yet. This little on a positive light here, we're looking at this possibly moving up through here, but once again, like I said, we'd need to get support on the 137.50 here, and it wasn't there this morning, and it's not there now, and it may not come in as that, and it may just fade from here. But if you're going to go long, this is what you'd be looking for here. And then you'd also look for the US dollar to take out the previous low point here as well, here, and that would give us the bearish sign for the US dollar and the strength coming back to the euro here for further upside here. The 137.72 here was the resistance over here as well and beyond, and we've always known about that. So and I'm seeing this market, chipping away at its supply, and it may continue to do that, but we can't confirm that just yet. So any long trades would require the 137.50 as support. The short trades would be looking at the 137.20 as a retested resistance, and that's not there yet either. So they're the parameters, and you just got to wait that out if you're looking at those market or those crosses. The Australian dollar is in a bit of a positive note, because what we can see here is an A and a B and a C across here. But once again, this low here would need to stay in play. And we're also looking for a 5 wave structure to the upside. So let's drill into that a little bit more here. I think this is what we're sort of also looking at yesterday here. So we're looking at up for 1, back for 2, up for 3, back for 4, and we need to see this market also push up from here as well. But if that US dollar is going to push up, then it's going to make it a bit difficult for this market to push up here. So just sort of drilling into that a little bit closer here into the 15-minute chart here. I think we're in here yesterday somewhere. So as it stands, we know that we've got a little 5-wave structure here, so that means we'll get another one here as a 1, 2, and a 3 here, but it could be an ABC, but it does look corrective to this point here as well. So, and this little in here looks corrective as well. So look, any long trade here, as mentioned this morning, would need the top of group 1, the 90-30 here. Okay, so you just have to wait for that. If that support comes in, then trade to the upside. If the 90, you can't short above the 90 because it's just, you know, you're just putting yourself at too much risk. So any short trades would have to see the 90 as a retested resistance as such. So you'd end up seeing something like this, and that will give you your setup entry point there, and then that would confirm it coming down through there. So that would be the short trade setup. So once again, a bit of a rock and a hard place here, and it does, you know, the US dollar does impinge on it somewhat, and that runs through to the other markets as well. Such yesterday we were looking at the Euro Australian here, and we were looking at this particular, we were down here somewhere, and what we were looking for, we were looking at this trend line through here, and we understood that it's likely to come back and retest that trend line here, and that's what it's doing. And if it breaks a new low here below the 152, well then that would create the short from that point there. So that's something to look for there. As I've got this sort of counted as a wave 4 pullback here. It's a little bit high though, and it also can be counted impulsively as well in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but more probably like an A wave and a B wave down to here, and a C wave looking up here in terms of a 5-wave structure coming into here somewhere before folding over down here. So just be mindful of this A, B, and C here. This is in 3 waves here, so it does make this here corrective. So there will be an attempt to take out that high through there. Yeah, so don't know really what to say, because we need to allow it to play out. So I guess the group 2 here, the 152.65, 152.72, especially that level there, the 152.72. So 272, as you know, is always stronger than normal 72, and you can see that from the reaction over here as well. So for longs, you would need that as support. If this count is wrong here, then you would need this as support here to prove otherwise, and a retested support, not just trading above it like this, but, you know, sitting squarely on there as such. But in the meantime, go intraday here and start counting a 5 little wave structure up, and then allow it to unfold from that point there. Now the other 2 yen crosses, the pound and the euro, are under selling pressure here as well. Once again, if the 170.50 became the support here, then you can trade to the long side. But as it stands, expect new lows here with this A, B, and C here, corrective pattern through here. But once again, you would really want, there's going to be a lot of bouncing around the 170 here, so you would need the 170 as a retested resistance once again, and that's the same for the euro yen as well, through here as well. As I mentioned the other day, I wasn't too sure about this particular structure coming up here, or how this top has formed itself up through here. It's not very clear. However, we do have 5 waves up here which can complete it either as one or something like this here, and roll over from this point here. But you know, once again, we can't short this unless we're under the closest largest number here, because you're only going to run into support down into here as well. As such, and we could just get one bounce and then a move up from here. We could get a bounce into this area here and then a move up from here, as such, and this being an A wave here, a B wave into here, and a C wave down to here, and then up from here. So we need to allow this to play out, but once again, we need the US dollar to play out as well. So there's not a lot there. The looking at the Australian yen, the Aussie yen here, there's potential for upside here. If I just got this on a smaller chart here, let's go in a bit further here, I think. It's being sold off too. So, you know, it'd have to be back up at the 92.30 as support here, or on the 92.50 up here as retested support as well. So, I mean, this is a possible retracement here of the 61.8 retracement level into this area through here, but would still need to see confirmation to the upside here. So there's nothing on that side there as well. So once again, it all comes back to this this market here. Just drilling in here to have a closer look on the 5-minute chart here, see if we can get some sort of clear direction on it, because it is quite frustrating until this moves out from here. There's nothing I can really see in here that's giving us any sort of clear headway here, but certainly 80.20 up here as support is a start to the upside, and of course 80.30 support on top of the 80.30 is confirmation that this market is going up, and the other crosses, you know, will be at a weaker point at that stage. So there's nothing really here in this market, in the FX market just yet. All right, well, cheers.